Hello everybody, I'm Ulrich with Fix It Auto, and today we're going to be tackling a very common issue with this car. Now this might help you out if your car does not start and you have this 2.4 liter or possibly the 6-cylinder version of this car. And this is also if you've replaced the battery on the key fob and the car battery itself. This did produce a check engine light, and when I got it to go get scanned, as you can see there's a P0123 and P0222. Those are two indications that you have a bad throttle body. Now this is a very common issue because the throttle position sensor is actually built into the throttle body, so you have to replace the entire unit. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. So whenever you work on electricals, then the first thing you want to do is disconnect the negative terminal lead on the battery. So just loosen that 10mm bolt and then this just wiggles right off. Next we remove this beauty cover by just simply lifting up on it and it just pops right off. Next with the flathead screwdriver, then just loosen this hose clamp in order to be able to take this off. Be sure to also remove this hose, and then the air hose can be wiggled right out. Up here there is a 10mm bolt that you need to take off. Over here you can find a tree style clip which you just need to pry up on and then it should pop off. You may need a little persuasion with a set of pliers. A set of panel clip pliers might work the best here. After that you just need to remove the sensor here, and you can do it just by pushing down and out. Then with the flathead screwdriver, just make sure to take off the hose clamp on the other side of the air hose. You just need to loosen it a few times so that way you could wiggle the hose right off the throttle body. And that's all you need in order to remove the air hose out of the way. And that'll expose the part that we're trying to replace, which is this throttle body. Next, to remove the throttle position sensor, you just pull up on this tab right here. Then you just push down on the connector and it'll slide right out. Then we move on to removing these two 10mm bolts. And then move on to removing these two T25 Torx bolts. Now the last thing that you need before removing the throttle body is you need to actually remove this bracket right here. It just sits on the top left of the throttle body. To remove the bracket, I just used a 13mm flex head ratcheting wrench, which makes things a lot easier. Just follow it down and take off this bolt right here. It is a hard angle to record, so that's why I showed you outside the car. After removing that piece, then it's just this 10mm bolt right there. After getting it loose, you should be able to take it all the way out by hand. And that's what that last bolt looks like. Then you just have to be careful when you remove the throttle body, making sure that no dirt or debris ends up inside of that hole. If for any reason you plan on leaving the project until a little bit later, be sure that this is completely covered up. Otherwise, anything going in there is going to give you a lot of trouble. From here, installation is just reversed. Just be sure to put in your new part. Just put in the bolt with the extra head up top on the top left, the other 10mm bolt on the top right, and then the two Torx bolts on the bottom. And then you just tighten all these until it's just snug. I like to tighten it by hand first to avoid cross-threading. And then just snug it. Make sure that they're all just tight. Then you put that hold down angle bracket in and then just tighten it by hand. I found that doing that and then tightening this top bolt in with a 10mm ratchet to be the easiest method if you ever have to replace this in the future. Then connect the sensor back in and be sure to push in the red tab to lock it. If you remove this hose to make it easier, just be sure to put that back. Then just replace the air hose. Tighten this 10mm bolt, reconnect this. Just make sure to tighten down the hose clamps on both ends of the air hose. Be sure to also reconnect the hose to that fitting. Reconnect the battery and tighten down the terminal, and then you're done. Doing this usually clears out those two codes and allows your cars to start. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, then please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And let me know what you guys all think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching.